Hello there, and today we're doing an FPL preview for game week number 22. Now, this is the latest I've ever left it in terms of an FPL preview. So basically, I've not made my transfers. So we're going to go through that. We're going to go through captaincy. We're going to go through all that lovely stuff in this video. So make sure you smash a like on it and subscribe for more juicy FPL content. So let's get into this week. Now, I've got so many conflicted dilemmas, basically. What I'm thinking right now is I've got to use the most of the money in my bank. I've got 6.4 in my bank, which is a lot. It really is a lot. So let me talk you through it, basically. One of my options is to go Souček out and bring in Wilfried Zaha, which is very tempting. It's very tempting because Newcastle are a really bad side this season. And yes, they beat Everton, but they're still quite a good team to target. And Palace's fixtures for a long time are looking really, really nice. So that is a very, very tempting one. It's got to be said. Also, the other dilemma, who do I captain? You've got the likes of Salah, possibly Grealish against West Ham, Bruno Fernandes. All those options that are really, it's difficult to choose between. So it's a really tough one. But this is my team at the minute. So it's got Mendy in goal. Then Stones, Diaz, Dallas, Cresswell, Souček, Grealish, Salah captain, Fernandes vice-captain, Gundogan and Antonio. And the bench, Sanchez, Calvert-Lewin, Brewster and Kilman. Now, you ask me, why do I bench Calvert-Lewin? The reason for that, he's playing against Leeds. He's not in great form. And I've got Dallas. So if I play Dallas, the chances is he gets a clean sheet. And the issue I've got now is the fact I've got so much of a budget means I could basically bring in anyone. I can bring in anyone in any position, but that does bring with it conflicted problems because, number one, I could upgrade Ryan Brewster up front. Number two, I could upgrade Max Kilman. And number three, I've got to think about game week 26 and Kevin De Bruyne because by then he'll probably be back. Now, if I went straight from Gundogan to De Bruyne, if De Bruyne was back from injury, I could do that move straight away, which is quite nice. But if I spend all this budget now, I might, unless I really rip up my team, not be able to get KDB back. I could, of course, get KDB for Fernandes, but that seems like a bit of a sacrifice that I might not want to take. So, yeah, I'm really struggling at the minute. But let's just go through my lineup and we'll talk about transfers at the end. So yeah, Mendy's in goal. Good fixture, I think, against a struggling team in Tottenham who are looking like they're not going to score goals without Harry Kane. I mean, Heung-min Son is still a good player. Let's not deny that. And they're still going to go for this game, of course. But we've seen the reverse fixture end 0-0. Could be chance for some save points for Mendy. Possibly, I don't know. But the point is, he's a decent goalkeeper. Chelsea have been quite good defensively. So we're not going to overthink that. He's in goal. And Sanchez is my second goalkeeper. And the reason for that is playing Liverpool. He got an amazing point haul against Spurs. Like, fair play. And he got 8 points. But Mendy is the goalkeeper this week. It's simple as that, really. And then in defence, we have John Stones. Now, very, very likely to play because he got a rest against Sheffield United. And against Burnley, good chance of a clean sheet, hopefully. And maybe another attacking return for the legend that is John Stones. Ruben Diaz, also very, very good defender. 8 points last week. Very, very nice stuff. And he's going to hopefully get, like John Stones, another clean sheet against Burnley, who are all right, but I'm hoping without Chris Wood, without some of their key players, they might struggle. Then we've got Stuart Dallas. We're playing Stuart Dallas this week because last week, we absolutely kicked ourselves for benching him. And if only he was the first sub, because Stones didn't play, then Cresswell instead was the first sub. He got subbed in. He did get an assist, to be fair, against Liverpool, but I would have preferred the Dallas 7-pointer or whatever it was to have actually been in my team and counting towards my score. Obviously, in an ideal world, Cresswell is playing and Kilman wasn't, hence why I'm benching Kilman this week because yeah, he's disappointed me there in that Palace game to get booked, to not keep a clean sheet, very, very poor. And Stuart Dallas, he's playing Everton, which is not the best fixture because Everton are a good team this season. They are a bit up and down, like many of the teams this season, but I just feel with Dallas, the risk of him getting an attacking return and you betting against that is too high, despite the fact he might not get a clean sheet. So I'm going to play him this week. Inevitably, the way fantasy works is he now won't score, he'll concede, and I'll have wished that I'd played someone else. But the point is, we're going to start the Lord, the legend, Duke Dallas this week, that I namely called at the start of the season to get goals. And hopefully he'll do it again. Now, Aaron Cresswell is the other defender we've got at the minute, but it could change. Now, Cresswell is a very good player for attacking returns. He's playing against Villa, and I've interestingly got 3 other West Ham/Villa players in this game. So I've got 4 for that match. Is that too much? Possibly. Do we want 3 West Ham midfielders long term? Maybe not midfielders, sorry. Assets long term? Maybe not. Maybe not. So we could get rid of one of Cresswell, Souček or Antonio this week. But Cresswell has done nothing to suggest I should transfer him out. Really nice assist against Liverpool. And yeah, he's just a good bit of a baller at this point. Then Thomas Souček. He's been letting me down. Apart from that game against Crystal Palace, he's not been good. He's only scored once in the last 6 or 7 games, which is really, interestingly unfamiliar and poor from his standards. Now Souček, he's playing against Aston Villa, a team that he didn't score in the reverse fixture, but that's easily a game where he scores. However, I am looking at those fixtures. They've got Fulham and Sheffield United coming up, which is very nice for the likes of Antonio and Cresswell, especially for Cresswell with the clean sheets. But then they've got Spurs, Man City, Leeds, could be alright, Man United, Arsenal, Wolves, and the fixtures turn a bit badly. And I could get back Souček if I sold him. I could get him back game week 34 when they play Burnley. But the point is, these fixtures right now are starting to turn. So it's not the worst thing in the world to get rid of one of these West Ham assets. So Souček to Wilfried Zaha is a transfer that I was really considering and I might do. Jack Grealish, we've got in midfield. He's an absolute legend. He's not going anywhere in this team, absolutely. As soon as I brought him in, he scored a goal and an assist in games against Southampton and against Burnley. So very, very happy with you, Jack. He looked absolutely phenomenal against Southampton, running the show, and hopefully he can get some more points against West Ham. And I did think about the Grealish captaincy. At one point I had it on him, to be honest, because everyone probably will go with Salah this week. But I think this week it's a occasion of don't overthink it. I overthought the Salah one last week, went with Gundogan. I should have stuck to my guns and gone with Salah. But I'm not going to pass up the opportunity this time. Salah is looking so good. Liverpool are back on track and they're facing a Brighton team that did just beat Spurs, but Liverpool can't be stopped. The Red Machine is going to do well this week, I know it. And therefore that leads me on to Mohamed Salah, who's going to be my captain this week. Now, you can say, oh yeah, well, everyone else is doing it, so pick someone else. Well, yes, that's, fair enough. And sometimes you can pick captaincies. If I'd have gone with Grealish over Gundogan last week, who got an assist and Gundogan got a blank, obviously that's amazing. It would have been even better if I'd have gone with Salah. And that week that, Bruno blanked against Sheffield United, if you'd have gone with, someone that scored that week, then brilliant. But number one, we don't know these things. And number two, we always say with captaincy decisions, you should always pick players that are reliable and players that are known concepts. And when I say concepts, not really, but like you know how much of a captaincy option they are. Like someone like Salah, like Fernandes, like De Bruyne when he was back from injury. So with Grealish, it's not known that he will score. It's not an absolute reliable captaincy you can rely on. So that's why I'm not going to captain Grealish. But he could even get loads of points, but he's still in my team. So we're not going to overthink it too much. Salah is captain. That's locked in. Fernandes, vice-captain. The reason behind that, I think Southampton have been really leaky recently. Man United will start to get wins, and we know that Fernandes can get penalties at any given time. And I think that he could have a very good game. In the reverse fixture, got very, very big haul. So I think he's going to do it against the Saints. That's what I pray anyway. But then in midfield, we've got Ilkay Gundogan. What a cracking player. Shame I had to stop his form run of the season when I captained him. But it didn't do anything against Sheffield. Doesn't mean he won't do anything against Burnley. So watch out for that, and let's see how that goes. And then currently in the 4-5-1 formation, up top we have Mikel Antonio. Now, David Moyes has said he's past the fit, which is very good. You want to see him playing, and he's playing against Aston Villa, who defensively have been pretty reliable and pretty solid. But it's Villa against West Ham. It looks like quite an appetising game. Could be exciting. So Antonio very likely to be in the scoring. So my bench, Sanchez, obviously not playing for the Liverpool game. Calvert-Lewin is playing Leeds, which is quite a nice fixture because, yes, Leeds did just beat Leicester City, but they're still a leaky team. And I am basically going with Dallas over Calvert-Lewin because I think that Leeds hopefully will keep a clean sheet. Now, I could change that. I could easily put back Calvert-Lewin in, but I just feel like right now the benchable player is probably Calvert-Lewin. I regretted benching Dallas. I regretted, benching Cresswell, and luckily got him off the bench because of Cancelo. John Stones. So, I think the regrets of last week, I had a pretty bang average week, and we want to be doing much, much better this week. We need to redeem ourselves. I got 54 minus the 4, which was 50. I think my two regrets, not captaining Salah and not playing Dallas. And that's two things I'm doing this week. So I might have to play Calvert-Lewin, but it's who do I switch out? Do I switch out Souček? Do I switch out Antonio? Or do I switch out Cresswell? That is the question. But on the second sub is going to be Brewster. Now, I would usually put him third sub, but he's playing against West Brom this week. Quite a nice fixture. Brewster's not looked good enough to score goals, but he's a good bench option. And he was a player who I thought maybe we should upgrade to have a better second or third, I should say, striker. So he's an option, really. And then Kilman is my third sub. Very easy decision. Not good enough against Palace. And also is facing Arsenal, which is quite a tough game. You know that Arsenal can do well, and Wolves this season haven't looked that brilliant. But they've, got a clean sheet against Chelsea, you could say. But I just don't think that's going to happen this week. So, yeah, that's my team in lineup. Let's just lock in terms of Calvert-Lewin before we do any transfers. So, Calvert-Lewin playing Leeds. Leeds is a team to target. I'm sorry, Stuart Dallas scores goals, and we're going to play him this week. But so do the teams playing against Leeds. Because of their way they start the style of play, I think it would just be a bit risky to bench Calvert-Lewin. So, we brought in Calvert-Lewin for these sort of fixtures. We'll definitely bench Calvert-Lewin next week against Manchester United. But this week, he's got to play for me. So that means we're going to sacrifice one of Antonio, Souček, or Cresswell. Oh, which one is it? That's the question. Cresswell is a bit of a legend, and do I want to really bench him? Not particularly. But they do say the best formation to play is 3-5-2. Now, I'm currently on a 4-5-1, but that's because going forward, my options are limited. I mean, I could bench Antonio, but I don't like it. I think Antonio is a bit too much of a legend after what he did in that double game week. And Souček has let me down recently. So I think what I'm going to do is bench Souček. Controversially enough, which means we're playing a 4-4-2 formation. And the question now is, with Sanchez, Souček, Brewster and Kilman making up the bench, what transfer do we make? It's a very difficult one because I could upgrade Kilman, I could upgrade Souček, I could upgrade Brewster, or I could even upgrade one of my midfielders. I could go Fernandes, but there's just no point, I think, doing that because it's just a sideways move and it's really tough. So I've just got to make a decision, but I just don't know what to do. Oh, dearie me. Let me try and decide for this, but it's just so difficult to make up my mind. Simple as that, really. I mean, I've got Mendy for that fixture against Spurs, which I think is all right. It's not ideal, obviously, but it's all right. I'm not going to go with Fernandes captaincy. I've seen a few people doing that, but nah, it's just not. I'm not convinced by it. I think Fernandes, he's dropping a bit deeper these days, and oh man. Now, maybe we should look at fixtures. The fixtures are looking pretty nice for Crystal Palace. They're looking pretty nice for Liverpool. Obviously, apart from that Man City game. And I think they've got another tough game coming up. And then there's also a nice fixture in there for Brighton. After the Liverpool game, they've got, I think, quite a good fixture. Who is it? Let me just check. Yeah, Burnley. So they've got Burnley, and then they've got a very nice game in game week 26 against West Brom. They face against Palace, which is, you know, bang average, but Palace we know can score, especially with Wilfried Zaha. So I don't want to do it, but I feel like I might sell Souček. It just, when I've got so much money in the bank, you want to use the money wisely. I think not making a transfer this week is tempting, because I could go next week and make a transfer of Brewster to Jamie Vardy when he's back from injury. That sounds really nice, but with the week I had last week, I just feel like I need to make a really good transfer this week. Not making a transfer could be a bit of an issue. So, Souček to Zaha is very, very tempting right now. Sometimes I say I should just go with my gut, and that kind of is my gut this week, to bring in Wilfried Zaha. And if we do that, that leaves us with 4.4 in the bank. So this is what my team is looking like. If we can just focus it, maybe. Hang on, let me try and sort this out for you. No, it's not focusing it. No worries. But the point is, yeah, that's a very possible transfer that we do. Or equally, we could do the transfer of... Oh, there you go. That's better. Yeah, that's my team right now. And if we went from Gundogan to Kevin De Bruyne, we couldn't afford Kevin De Bruyne, basically. So it does provide a bit of an issue, because it means the money we spend on getting Zaha stops us from getting De Bruyne. And do I really want to do that? Not particularly. Not particularly at this point. So maybe we don't get Zaha. And maybe what we do is we could just save the transfer. We could roll on the transfer, and then maybe game week 26, I think it is, or 25 when De Bruyne gets back. But then we're just going to be sitting there making no transfers, and it seems very, very silly to do that. Oh, this is a really tough one. And the fact is, right now, I've got 3 Man City players, so I can't bring in an extra Man City player unless I get rid of Gundogan. Now, the route to getting Kevin De Bruyne might just have to be to bring in, take out Fernandes and bring in De Bruyne. Now, what you got to remember, week 26, Fernandes has got a tough fixture against Chelsea, so that could be an option. So I might have to just do that, because at this point, there's just no other opportunities to get players. So I think the options right now are between Souček to Zaha, possibly Brewster to upgrade, or a Kilman upgrade. And also, Kilman fixtures are actually quite nice. I know he didn't do well in the last game, but he's got games against, apart from this Arsenal game, he's got games against Leicester. But the thing is, I would have benched him against Arsenal anyway. The Leicester game's not ideal, but then he's got Southampton, not bad. Then he's got Leeds, pretty good, because on their day Leeds can be a bit dodgy. And then they've got Newcastle. So those fixtures are quite nice. But I don't know, maybe we take a hit, because we do kind of want to upgrade Kilman and Brewster, or Kilman and Souček, or Souček and Brewster. But I did say I kind of didn't want to take a hit this week, so that's a difficult thing to decide. I am going to go with my gut, and I'm going to upgrade one of my bad players, because I think it's just better than getting rid of Souček. What if Souček scored this week? And I would be kicking myself. So I'm going to keep Souček. It's bold, but then I've benched Souček, so surely it makes sense to upgrade him. If I'm willing to bench him, then it surely makes sense to get rid. This is tough, man. This is really tough. Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. I keep dilly-dallying on my decision, and I just don't know what else to do. I need to just be decisive, because I will be here all day. Like, it's not good. Right. I've made up my mind, okay? I'm going to upgrade Souček. I know it's not ideal that I have to have Kilman and Brewster, but I can upgrade them in a future week. I've got weeks to upgrade them, so Souček is gone. Goodbye, my friend. Goodbye. Now it's who we get in for him. Now, I'm going to captain Salah. I've seen a lot of people captaining Fernandes. It's quite surprising, actually. If Gundogan gets benched, I'll be fuming. There's no need for it. I just need to come to a decision. I'm going to go with Wilfried Zaha. I hope this pays off. I really do. He's playing Newcastle. Surely. Surely it will. Wilfried Zaha, you are in my team, mate. That is it for game week 22. Locked in, my friends. Juicy stuff. Souček to Zaha. One transfer this week. Oh, but then if I keep... let me think about this. If I keep Souček, then I could get Vardy next week. I really just... This week is so difficult to guess. It's actually so difficult to guess right now. I'm just gonna try and go for it, but I don't really know what to do. I said I was locked in on Zaha, but I don't think I am now. I'm really not sure what to do. Oh dear. I just don't know. Like, that's a good team, I say. That is a good team. But I need some wisdom. You know what? I'm locking it in. At the end of the day, Souček can say goodbye. He's done well for me, but it's over. It's confirmed. I've made the transfer. Zaha is in. I've deliberated it. I've kept on dilly-dallying, but there's no more deliberation to do. So I'm playing Wilfried Zaha against Newcastle. So therefore, who do we bench? Out of Cresswell, Dallas, Calvert-Lewin and Antonio. Oh, it's a sticky one. It really is. People always tell me that the best formation is 3-5-2, but I don't even know if it is. Or it could be 3-4-3, because, you know, but we can't play 3-4-3 because, you know, the formation is we've only got two good strikers. And as I said, we don't need to worry about Brewster and Kilman. We can upgrade them later. So it's fine. It's really fine. Oh, I just don't know what to do. Do we really want to bench Antonio? I just don't want to bench Antonio. It's as simple as that. I think that we should probably just... Oh, dearie me. Have you ever met a man with more deliberation? More uncertainty? I think I want to start Antonio. I think Calvert-Lewin is a difficult one. Do we really want to bench Calvert-Lewin against? He's not scored since game week 11, man. Like that's poor. But why would I have transferred him in if I wasn't going to play him? That's the thing. It's who we bring in Zaha for. We've made our transfer. It's just who we bring him in for. We're not going to take out Grealish. Are we really going to bench Gundogan? No. So I think Calvert-Lewin and Antonio are staying. Grealish, Salah, Fernandes, Gundogan is staying. So it's between Dallas and Cresswell. We're going to have to bench one of them again. Well, after last week, Cresswell got an assist. Dallas got a goal. I hate to be doing this, but I'm going to bench Cresswell. I'm just going to have to go for it and hope it doesn't really, hurt. But that's locked in. That's locked in. That's the best I can do. Right, Mendy in goal. Then we've got Diaz, Stones, Dallas, Zaha, Grealish, Salah, Fernandes, Gundogan, Calvert-Lewin, Antonio, Sanchez, Cresswell, Brewster, and Kilman. That is my team. I'm liking that. I'm liking the look of that. Come on, Wilfred. You got this, son. And thanks for watching my FPL preview for Game Week 22. Let's hope it's a good game week. I need to bounce back. Just the one transfer. Come on. Why do I never win?